Here is the code for the Don't Trade on Holidays function for 2022. It includes New Year's Day of 2023. This is simply a list of dates we don't trade because the stock market is closed or closes early. For example, this past Thanksgiving, we had right here on November the 26th, the futures market was open on Thanksgiving Day until noon and then closed. And then the day after Thanksgiving on Friday, the futures market and stock market were open and closed early. So we don't trade on those days. You could if you wanted to. This Friday was an exception as to where you could have made huge profits, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But you want to import this. There's a list of dates for Ninjatrader. There's this function that you import if you're in Tradestation. I'm going to send this to my email list. I'm also going to add it to my YouTube membership site in the FAQ area. And so there'll be several places you can request that. So the way this works is I'm going to show you how this works. And you have this option in many of the strategies that I have. Let me pull that up. For example, this is our Cobra III strategy. It is short today, for example, and it's had, I've loaded data back to 2007, and I've set the Don't Trade on Holiday function to true by default. So if you edit strategies, you come in here, you click on this, you see Don't Trade if Holiday, true. So it basically goes through that list, and if it's any of these dates, it doesn't take a trade. And so let's look at that. Here is the performance summary going back to 2007 in Tradestation with slippage and commission, with $25 slippage and commission. You can see it's worked here. It's choppy time period here. And then it's done well in recent time frames because this market has bigger ranges. It's more suited for this type of a strategy. And the average trade profit is much higher since 2018, around $100. And so that is how it works. Now, what happens if you set it to, for example, studies, edit strategies, and you set that to false? It will trade on holidays, and for the most part, nothing happens on holidays. This last Friday was an exception, and it's very rare. You know, I was out of the office. I was managing it remotely, but if I'd been in the office with the news event that was there, I may have turned this strategy on by setting the Don't Trade if Holiday function to true, and I'm going to show you that. So it was very tricky. The Friday after Thanksgiving, usually an uneventful sideways to slightly up day that's not worth trading. But this past Friday was one of the best days to trade for the month, a half day after Thanksgiving, which is extremely unusual. Biggest sell-off of the year. Cobra III would have hit a $2,900 profit target on the NQ. And the difference between history and now is just that one $2,900 trade. We saw before it was at $77,990. So you take the difference, and that's right at $2,900. It's one trade, just this one trade this past Friday. And so here's the equity curve. We have this losing streak, and then we would have a winner here if you have this set to false. Cobra Crude, same thing. It would have made $2,200. There's some other trades that would have lost, but you could you can go back in and check and see how strategies would have done. If you could comment this out, you could put / there, and then look at all your strategy charts to see how they would have done. But you know, it's up to you if you want to make that discretionary trade in the future. On a day like that, it might be worth it. Something with a $600 stop loss and a $2,900 profit target. With that kind of opportunity on that news event and the market internals the way they were, it was possible that that would have been a good trade to take. The tricky thing about it is, though, is that this date will disappear. The NQ.D, they'll get rid of these holiday half days probably 3 days after the fact. And so this date may actually disappear. And also, you also have to manage the exits. This will exit at 1600 if it closes early. You have to manually exit it if it's still in a trade. And so one of the reasons we don't do that is because it would carry this trade over, and then right at the open it would be stopped out. Or if you didn't pay attention, you would get this gap up and this big loss. And so it makes things, in the long run, sometimes it doesn't pay to trade on holidays. This past Friday, it would have been an incredibly good trade to make. And so I wanted to share that with you. I will be emailing this Don't Trade on Holidays out to my subscriber list. You can download it. You can look at the open code. It is just a function that's referenced in our strategies, and it's just a set of lists. I've thought about creating one of these for the FOMC, but I haven't done that in the but haven't done that. I don't like to eliminate too many days. I like to let the markets trade, the way they are, and manage the cycle. So wanted to share that with you in this Cobra 3 short today, and this one is one that would have showed up if you set your Don't Trade If Holiday functions to false. So those are the trades for Cobra 3 with Don't Trade If Holiday, and you can also get on the email or get it in this area right here. I'll add it to the FAQ, probably not today, but in the next day or two you can check back and you'll be able to see that in the YouTube Capstone Trading membership site.
Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.